Hello and welcome everyone, it's me, TheLaval, also known as the Power Tool Duelist, back for you with another video and another episode of Straight Outta the Toolbox. And today we are taking a look at Red Eyes. Red Eyes is a fan favorite anime deck that I personally think is really cool, not only because Joey is basically my favorite character from the Duel Monsters anime, um, but also because you have a lot of really cool cards in this deck. And yeah, I tested a bit with it in the last few days and just wanted to showcase what I am working with. Of course, starting off, the main deck is one copy of Dark Magician. Yes. But of course we run the one Dark Magician to have the possibility to go into Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, but for that we also need 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon, a ferocious dragon with a deadly attack and one of the main monsters of this deck. Yeah, then we have the one Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, just recurring dragons is nice, and even with the errata this card is still insane, and being able to search this off Black Metal Dragon is kinda neat. Then I do run 3 Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. You can special summon him by tributing a Red Eyes monster from your hand. And if he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes from your grave and special it. And if you summoned the original Red Eyes, its original attack is doubled, which is very important when you are talking about cards like Inferno Fire Blast that use the original attack for their effect, which is why I think Alternative Black Dragon is kinda cool. Then we have 3 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragons. It's a Gemini that if you normal summon it again, if it battles at the end of the battle phase, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's original attack, which basically means you always burn him for 2400. So. Then just the Red Eyes Fusion targets for Meteor Black and Archfiend Skull Dragon. We have one Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, also a Gemini that if it's normal summoned can once per turn destroy all face-up monster your opponent controls with defense lower than this card's attack, which is kinda neat, but you will most likely not spend the time summoning this guy again in the first place. Then I run one card which I really love. This card is great. Mana Dragon Zernatron. If a spell or trap card you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, since no one's in the graveyard or banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon him from your hand or graveyard. And if you do this, you can set a spell or trap card that is banished or in your graveyard from into your spell and trap zone. But if you summon this way, you banish him when he leaves the field. Yeah, he's your level 6 dragon for Meteor Black Comet. Gives you some neat recursion of probably some of your better spells. But yeah, in general, he's just here because I think the card is really cool. Then we have 2 Red Eyes Retro Dragon. If a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster or monsters you control are destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect and sent to the grave, while you have him in hand, you can special summon him in defense and special summon as many of those destroyed monsters as possible in the same position they were in back to your field. Also, you can tribute him to normal summon a Red Eyes monster during your main phase in addition to your normal summon. His recursion effect is neat, but in general, I think 2 is definitely fine. Then I run 2 Gateway Dragon, just to get more buddies on the board, especially namely the Black Metal Dragon. But if your opponent controls a Link monster, you can special summon him from your hand, and also once per turn you can special summon a level 4 or lower Dark Dragon monster from your hand, which is rather neat. 3 Black Metal Dragon, you wanna make sure this guy hits the grave as much as possible, because you can not only target one Red Eyes monster you control and equip him from your hand to that monster to let it gain 600, but if he is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. Main play being getting him on the board, link him off into LP, getting Darkness Metal banish LP, and then probably recur him or summon another dragon from your hand. So yeah, then we have 2, the Blackstone Legend. You can tribute this thing to special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, and if it's in your grave, you can target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. Both effects are hard once per turn. Then I play the 1 instant fusion to get out a Darkfire Dragon from my extra deck, just as link fodder, fusion material, or just anything else. The 1 for 1 to get out either Black Metal Dragon or the Blackstone of Legend. 2 Red Eyes Fusion. I think 3 are too bricky because the spell in itself is very restrictive. Um, just the 1 vanilla polymerization to maybe get fusion materials out of your hand. Triple cards of the red stone, which is why I do run 3 of all the level 7 Red Eyes monsters. 2 Dragon Shrine, just to set up your graveyard, and then 3 Inferno Fire Blast. You can target a Red Eyes Black Dragon in your main monster zone, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack, but that Red Eyes Black Dragon cannot attack this turn. Makes great use of the fact that the fusion monster you summon of Red Eyes Fusion is treated as Red Eyes Black Dragon, which basically means if you summon Meteor Black Comet Dragon with this and have 2 Inferno Fire Blasts in hand, you can FTK your opponent, which is kinda hilarious. But yeah, it's a fun card. Sometimes just sinking in the extra 2400 is really neat, and just summoning off summoning the original off alternative and netting you 48 burn is a lot. 2 Dragon's Mirror, getting out maybe things like Borreload Furious or Fast of Dragons at the end of your combos is kinda neat. Just the 1 monster reborn to recur my monsters, and I do run 1 Red Eyes Insight. I just didn't find the space for more, is the thing. You could send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard and add a Red Eyes spell trap from your deck to your hand, except itself. Also with this being hard once per turn, I didn't really look into running more, because you do open the fusion rather regularly, or you search it off black metal if you really want to go for that play. But yeah. Capping of the main deck then is just 1 Red Eye Spirit, just a alternative target for the Insight besides fusion. Target Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It's kinda neat, and it's at 1, so, and it's just a one-off, so I think it's fine. Then just starting the extra deck, of course, Dragoon of Red Eyes. I don't think I need to explain what this card does, because most of you already do. Even though it failed to make the impact that everyone anticipated, it's still a great boss monster, and definitely helps this deck out a lot, because the burn effect of him is rather neat. Then we have the 1 Meteor Black Comet Dragon. You make this with a level 7 Red Eyes and a level 6 Dragon type monster. If he's fusion summoned, you send a Red Eyes from your hand or deck to the grave, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of its original attack. And if he is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. He's big, he hits hard, he's nice. Then we have the Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, and a Red Eyes normal monster. Most people run Summon Skull instead of Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning for this, because Summon Skull basically enables you to summon this guy with Red Eyes Fusion. But I just wanted to keep it a bit more in archetype, I guess, even though I run the Dark Magician, I know. But yeah, you do have a lot of ways to get Archfiend into the grave, and summoning him off Dragon's Mirror is fine as well. Well, yeah. If he attacks, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step, and if damage calc is performed in view involving this fusion summoned card at the end of the battle phase, you can target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack in the graveyard, then shuffle it into the deck. He also is big, he hits hard, so running him is definitely a lot of fun. And we have 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, just 2 level 7s. He cannot be destroyed by card effects while he has Xyz material, and also while he has Xyz material, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, you inflict 500 damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach material from him, target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Nets you extra board presence, the recursion is kinda neat, great protection effect, and the burn can definitely put the pain on your opponent. Then just going into some generic stuff, we have Borreload Furious Dragon. You make him with 2 darks. Quick effect, target a monster you control and a card your opponent controls. Destroy both. Banish him from the grave. Target a Dark Link in your grave. Special summon it. I really like Borreload Furious, which is why I definitely need to check out Rockets in the future. But yeah, he's great. You easily make him off Dragon's Mirror, and he gives you a neat interruption. So yeah, and then just generic stuff. I think First Dragons is kind of a neat inclusion. Five-headed Dragon also kinda neat if you wanna go that route. Just Starving Venom, Drago Superior, or maybe Panzer Dragon. As instant fusion targets, the Panzer Dragon mainly, or as super polymerization targets, because Starving Venom and Predaplant Drago Superior are kinda neat. Also making Drago Superior in this deck isn't so hard, so yeah. Then as mentioned, the Darkfire Dragon. It's a dark dragon, which is summonable off instant fusion, which is why it's here. Not only because it gives you extra material for Heavenly Spheres, but also it maybe enables you to go into Drago Superior without super poly. And Drago Superior is kinda cool. Then Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, link 2, takes 2 dragons once per opponent's turn. If this thing is in your extra monster zone, quick effect, tribute a monster from your hand or field, return a face-up card on the field to the hand, and if this thing is tributed, you special summon a dragon from your hand or deck, but make its attack and defense 0. This just gives you a neat interruption on your opponent's turn, and summons a dragon out of the deck, basically. LP, as mentioned, he's here to link off Black Metal Dragon, get a search for Red Eyes Darkness Metal, and then continue your plays from there depending on how much extenders you got. And Link Koribo is here to turn Black Metal Dragon into another form of interruption. Going into the side deck, Red Eyes has kind of an identity crisis. The deck swaps between a burn, a Gemini, and a equip-based strategy because reasons. But yeah, if you want to go the more equip / warrior focused route, you can run Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. Also think about Armageddon Knight or Dark Grapher here. Probably will add those for the file I upload that you can find in the description. But yeah, Red Eyes Baby Dragon also a good inclusion for that, and Red Eyes / Dragon gives you a neat amount of interruptions while also staying on a good stat line. Red Eyes Fang with Chain is also something you can think of. Lord of the Red is kind of a cool fusion. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of builds just focusing on this guy. So if you want to go that route, you can definitely do that. Red Eyes also has the luxury of probably having the best Dragon Paladin around, because this lets you summon any Red Eyes monster from your deck, and also the fusion spell is able to be banished and search a Red Eyes spell and trap from your deck. Then just other Red Eyes cards that I think are cool. We have Return of the Red Eyes. If you control a Red Eyes, target a normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It's cool. Gives you even more recursion. Red Eyes Burn, as mentioned, this is a more burn-oriented version, and you definitely can think about including this, because if a face-up Red Eyes on your field is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one of those monsters, both players take damage equal to its original attack. And then as mentioned, Super Polymerization. Obvious side deck card, but I think Red Eyes makes good use of it, not only because it's generally a dark-based deck, but also because you do have some neat targets for it. This will be it for the profile. I will see you guys when I show you the replays. So, yeah. So, here we are in the replay section, and I wanted to start it off with a classic Dragoon Pass. Well, you can just do that, which is probably your best first turn play, just going into a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which is already quite hard to out. And when you get to your turn, it will definitely wreak some havoc. So, he tried to solemn the first Dragoon destruction there, which of course only negates the destruction because Dragoon can't be destroyed by card effects. Yeah, and when he tried to de-barrier me, I just negated the de-barrier and destroyed his monster anyway. Dragoon is a good card. Just top meta decks don't really need him at the moment. So yeah, he's just chilling at the rogue tier, going into the second replay here. fetching the Blackstone. Here I almost forget that the Blackstone is hard once per turn, but I end up going into Flare Metal. Anyways. So, yeah. But in just many cases you will find yourself making Dragoon instead of anything else, because Dragoon is just the next best option out of, in terms of value, what you are putting into him. And if you think about the fact that Red Eyes Fusion not lets you summon for other monsters for the entire turn, going into any other fusion would be suicidal, because the others do not have the impact that Dragoon does. But yeah. Here you just see me trying to get back that Red Eyes Black Dragon to go for a Dragoon, but I get punished for my greediness, so no Dragoon for me. I just wanted to get the Dark Magician out of my hand there, but in general you can see that the Flare Metal Dragon really hurt him. But yeah, I top deck the 1-for-1, which is Dragoon. Replay number 2, which is basically just make Dragoon, win game. Dragoon go brr. Here I originally thought I had to get over the Link Spiders because of Decode Talker, but Decode Talker only negates targeting effects. Dragoon's destruction effect does not target. Yeah, that's a good card. I think this one... Yeah, this one is for the combo with Black Metal I mentioned. Normal Black Metal here, I have an extender in the form of Instant Fusion because it nets me a second Dragon, Black Metal, Search Darkness Metal, Banish Darkfire, summon back Black Metal, link LP and Black Metal into Hieratic Seal. And if I had a Monster Reborn here, or just any form of another extender, I could have got off the LP effect here, but I am just going to Hieratic Seal, bounce his Boot Staggered, get a Black Metal out of the deck, grab the Red Eyes inside, drawing for turn, looking for the fusion. I think here it's what I do, yeah, summoning back Red Eyes Black Dragon because I want to get those Fire Blasts out of my hand, but doesn't work. So I just grab back the fusion, grab a Blackstone of my Dragon Shrine, which is kinda neat, because Dragon Shrine essentially turns into a copy of the Blackstone Legend. If you mill a vanilla Red Eyes and the Blackstone, because the Blackstone can just shuffle back the Red Eyes and add itself to hand. Which is kinda neat. Sometimes if you don't need the graveyard setup, you can definitely just grab a Blackstone of it. And here's Dragoon. Dragoon will do Dragoon things, such as, to show you the power of Dragoon, I cut his life points in half and he died. So yeah, after 3 Dragoon plays, I guess, we want to look into something that is not Dragoon, and this will probably be that thing. I'll just normal summon the stone, link it to LP, banish LP, summon Black Metal, summon back the stone, stone effect, grab the Red Eyes, activate the Dragon's Mirror, banish Red Eyes into Blackstone, go into Borreload, Furious Dragon. Really cool card. I like that card. That's a good card. That's probably why I sometime in the future just need to look into Rockets. But yeah, flip summoning the Darkness Metal, dropping the Red Eyes Fusion, sending for Comet Dragon, send Flare, burn for 12, Furious Runover, Furious Effect, pop another, and then just go for game. Which is probably a recurring theme with this deck. Red Eyes probably can be a bit more explosive if you run more generic dragon stuff. I decided to keep it a bit more pure. But this list excels in turn 3, essentially. What you are most looking for is maybe stalling a turn with not only recursion, but also a few interruptions you can make, as you saw, or just making Dragoon. But yeah, and then basically go off on turn 3. This is not just your heavy negate deck, it's just, it exists, it tries to survive, and then use amazing recursion and also just power one-offs, just like the Red Eyes Fusion as you saw there, dropping the Meteor Black Comet for a lot of damage. Um, but yeah, what a lot of your plays will amount to is basically making Dragoon, but that's just the fact, or just a byproduct of Dragoon being such a great card. But yeah, in general, this deck excels at turn 3 and beyond. So yeah, I will thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time. But until then, goodbye.